April 5th, 2026, with Spooky Scrapbook. Jesus. Happy Easter.
Most people assume, God, that if you wander far enough, fail enough, or drift long enough, you eventually become too small to matter to God. But Jesus told a story that completely flips that idea. He told a story about a shepherd who had 100 sheep. One of them wandered off, lost, vulnerable, and exposed. Instead of saying, "At least I still have 99, the shepherd did something shocking. He left the 99. Not because they didn't matter, but because the one mattered that much. He went out into dangerous places, ravines, cliffs, and the unknown until he found the one that was lost. And when he found it, he didn't scold it. He lifted it, carried it, and rejoiced. That's how God sees you, not as part of a number, not as replaceable, not as someone who needs to find your way back first. He comes to you. This parable isn't about a sheep being smart enough to return. It's about a shepherd who refuses to stop searching. Double quotes, he left the 99 to find you.
Today is Easter, and something in me doesn't want to rush past that, because we say it so quickly. He is risen, and move on. But do you understand what that means? That means the body that hung on a cross, the lung that stopped breathing, the heart that was pierced, started again, not symbolically, literally. He was dead, and then he wasn't, and I can't stop thinking about the stillness of that tomb. How dark it must have been, how final it must have felt, how this had never lost before. Every other body that entered a grave stayed. Every other story that ended in death ended until him, until Jesus. Because death meant something it had never met before. A savior who didn't just die, but had the authority to take his life back. And I wonder what it sounded like when breath filled his lungs again, when silence broke, when the grave realized it couldn't keep him, because the stone wasn't rolled away so he could get out it was rolled away so we could see that death does not have the final word, see that sin does not have the final word, see that your story does not end in the grave, because if Jesus walked out, then nothing is too far gone, not your past, not your mistakes, not the things you buried and tried to move on from, not even the parts of you that feel completely dead. Because this is what Easter means. It means death is defeated. It means hope is not fragile. It means darkness doesn't win. It means God is not finished. And if he can step into a grave and walk out alive, then he can step into your life and do the same. So today, don't just say, he is risen. Feel it. Let it shake you. Let it confront you. Let it change you. Because Jesus is not in the grave. He is alive. And that changes everything.
He didn't wait for you to be worthy. He died for you at your worst. That's not just love. That's grace.
Handling betrayal isn't about pretending it didn't hurt. It's about healing without letting the pain control your life. ... Acknowledge the pain. Don't minimize it. Betrayal cuts deep because trust was real. Be honest with yourself. Yes, this hurt me. That's where healing starts.
Understand before reacting. Before reacting, pause. Ask : what exactly was broken? Trust, respect, honesty. Was it a pattern or a one-time failure? Clarity helps you respond wisely, not emotionally. ... Set healthy boundaries. You can forgive and still protect yourself. Not everyone deserves the same level of access to your life again.
Choose forgiveness at your pace. Forgiveness is not excusing. It's releasing yourself from carrying the burden. It may take time, and that's okay. ... Focus on your healing. Pour back into yourself. Pray. Rest. Talk to someone you trust. Rebuild your confidence. Hold on to this. Betrayal can break your trust, but it doesn't have to break your future. You can come out wiser, stronger, and more discerning. ... Even in betrayal, God remains faithful. People may fail you, but God never will. He sees your pain, and He will restore your heart in His time. Psalm 55:12-14. If an enemy were insulting me, I could endure it. But it is you, a man like myself, my companion, my close friend. Romans 12:19. Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath. Colossians 3:13. Bear with each other and forgive one another. Forgive as the Lord forgave you.
1,000 handshakes for just one more moment with the paw that showed me true and unconditional love.
Oh my goodness. That's literally the most insane Easter display I've ever seen. Imagine the Easter egg hunt they're gonna have.
Life's better with spirit animals on your porch.